Hey bromigos, it's going down this time. Today we're diving headfirst into the psychological deep end. We're talking about a film so iconic, it's rocked the entire horror genre. Cue the murders.
It's Psycho. We're plunging into the murky depths of Alfred Hitchcock's 1960s classic thriller, Psycho. This ain't your average feel-good flick, folks. This is a masterclass in suspense, a symphony of dread, a psychological thriller that's less a gentle wade and more like a dolphin dive into the darkest corners of the human psyche. This movie is seriously frightening. I'm so spooked after watching it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking all my showers in a full suit of armor from now on. Just in case. But the question remains. Is Psycho truly the undisputed masterclass of horror everyone claims it to be? Or has time dulled its edge?
So the story opens up in Phoenix, Arizona. Marion Crane, a real estate secretary, is tired of being broke. Her boyfriend Sam is stuck paying alimony to his first wife, making it financially impossible to marry Marion. Marion steals a bunch of cash from her boss and goes to reunite with Sam in California. It's a classic case of impulsive times, impulsive measures.
She hits the road trying to escape her bad decisions. A suspicious cop gives her the once-over, then a downpour forces her to pull over at the Bates Motel.
Don't go in there!
The hotel is dusty and forgettable, but there's a giant, gothic, freaky house behind. You just know something bad's gonna happen there. It's run by this awkward dude, Norman Bates.
Norman invites Marion for dinner. Cool, right? Wrong. While he's fetching the grub, Marion overhears him arguing with his mother about the whole dinner situation. Major red flag. Then Norman brings her a pitiful sandwich and they chop it up in his unsettling parlor room. He starts talking about his taxidermy hobby.
My hobby is stuffing things. You know, taxidermy. You eat like a bird.
And his mentally ill mother.
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Marion, undaunted by blinding red flags, suggests Norman should get his mom some help. Maybe a nice little padded room. Norman freaks out big time. Marion, realizing she might be in a slight bit of danger, decides to return the money in the morning. But then, shower time. Da, da, da. The shower scene. It's a quick, brutal, iconic moment. A shadowy figure pulls back the shower curtain and does her in. And then she's found by Norman. Norman knows it was his mother who got Marion.
Norman, in a panic, cleans up the mess, stuffs Marion and her belongings, including the stolen money, into her car, and sinks it into a swamp. Problem solved, right? Wrong again. Marion's sister Lila shows up looking for her. She teams up with Sam, who's suddenly interested in Marion's whereabouts. Enter Arbogast, the private investigator hired to find the missing money. Arbogast gets to the Bates Motel and starts snooping around. He talks to Norman, who is trying his very best to be normal, and fails miserably. He lets it slip that Marion did stay at the hotel and spoke to his mother. Arbogast asks if he could speak to her as well, and Norman flips a lid and refuses before storming off. Arbogast sneaks into the house to get more answers and gets a little bit too close to the truth. And well, let's just say he meets Mother.
Lila and Sam get worried when they don't hear from Arbogast. They call the sheriff, who drops a bombshell. Norman's mom died years ago.
Norman Bates' mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years.
Lila and Sam aren't buying it. They go back to the motel. Sam distracts Norman while Lila sneaks into the house. She finds something disturbing.
Mrs. Bates.
Lila screams. Norman shows up in a dress and a wig and tries to finish her off. And Sam tackles him just in time.
The shrink explains everything.
I got the whole story, but not from Norman. I got it from his mother.
Norman killed his mom and her lover, preserved a corpse, and developed a mother personality. Mother takes over when Norman gets the hots for a woman. Thanks, Doc. Norman's locked up, hearing his mother's voice in his head.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Marion's car with her body and the money is pulled up from the swamp. Case closed. Or is it? It is.
The making of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho was a fascinating intersection of artistic vision, budgetary constraints, and a changing cultural landscape. Released in 1960, the film wasn't just a chilling thriller. Its creation and subsequent reception reflected the anxieties and evolving sensibilities of the era, ultimately leaving an indelible mark on cinema and popular culture.
Hitchcock, already a cinematic giant, took a significant risk with Psycho. He chose to shoot in black and white, a decision that, while partly driven by budget, also led to the film's stark, unsettling aesthetic. This was a departure from the increasingly prevalent color films of the time, and it contributed to the film's already documentary-like feel, particularly in the early scene. To further manage costs, Hitchcock famously used the crew from his television series Alfred Hitchcock Presents. This allowed him to work within a tighter budget, but also fostered a more intimate, collaborative environment on set. This resourcefulness proved crucial, as the film's relatively low budget forced creative solutions that ultimately enhanced its impact.
The most iconic example of this ingenuity is the shower scene. This sequence, a mere 45 seconds of screen time, took an entire week to film, utilizing 78 different camera angles and meticulous editing. The brilliance of the scene lies not in graphic depictions of violence, but in the power of suggestion. Hitchcock masterfully manipulates the audience's perceptions, using rapid cuts, close-ups, and the shrieking strings of Bernard Herrmann's score to create a terrifying illusion of violence without ever explicitly showing the knife piercing Marion's skin. This emphasis on psychological horror rather than explicit gore was groundbreaking for its time and became a hallmark of Hitchcock's style. Herrmann's score is integral to the film's unsettling atmosphere. The jarring, dissonant strings during the shower scene are instantly recognizable and have become synonymous with suspense. But the entire score is a masterpiece of tension and paranoia, perfectly complementing the film's exploration of Norman Bates' fractured psyche.
Psycho was released at a time of significant social and cultural change. The 1960s were a period of shifting attitudes towards sexuality, mental health, and traditional values. The film's depiction of Norman Bates' Oedipal complex and his disturbingly close relationship with his deceased mother was considered shocking for its time. It challenged the prevailing social norms and exposed the darker undercurrents of seemingly normal lives. The film's enduring legacy lies in its ability to continue to shock and provoke, reminding us that the darkest corners of the human mind are often the most terrifying. Considering all the elements of Psycho, the psychological critique, the stark black and white cinematography that ratchets up the tension, and the unsettling score that burrows into your brain, I believe it is just and honorable to award this film 4 resistance bands out of 5.
I agree. 4 resistance bands. It's a must-see for any film fan. Just don't watch it alone, or right before you take a shower.
Hold it. You think we done just cause we gave you the fattest film critique known to man? And let you slide without getting a film-inspired workout routine, punk? Quit playing around and receive this high-powered fitness knowledge for your ass. Being a better Bates starts with a little cardio. Making it up and down 4 flights of Victorian steps can really take it out of you, especially while jamming your leg through a big wool dress. Do a few stair climbers to really get your psycho heart pounding. You don't need a giant Victorian nightmare of a house for this. Use some stairs at the park, or take your crazy self to the gym and use a Stairmaster. Run 2 intervals up and down, and if you're really on that Bates time, put on a weighted vest to mimic the weight of mother's dusty dress. So the next time you hear someone going someplace they are not supposed to be, you have the cardiovascular will to handle that. At the Bates Motel, you probably have to move a little more than a few pieces of luggage, Jack, so what you need is one of those CrossFit sandbags that firemen use. They mimic the uneven and awkward weight distribution that is almost like a human body. This is great for preparing to rescue someone from a burning building, or moving something else that may or may not be rolled up in a shower curtain. This builds up your grip, core strength, and the leg drive you need for those extra long hauls to the swamp. Alright, you, grab the bag, as heavy as you can deal with. Don't use those handles. A corpse ain't a suitcase. Bend at the knees. Back straight, get a good solid grip. Lift with your legs, not your back. Keep your core engaged, your spine aligned. Now, walk as far as the trunk of your car or march. Keep your core tight, shoulders back. Don't drop anything. Don't stumble. Don't draw attention. Are you in the middle of stabbing somebody and the would-be hero decides he wants to get involved? Then we have the perfect ancient art for you. It's judo, man! Now, I don't have time to teach you all of judo, but I can teach you at least one fluid movement that will put any courageous bystander on their head. An over-the-shoulder judo throw is what you need to put the odds back in your favor. Here's how it works. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, facing away from a rope tied up onto a tree over your head. Grip the rope attachment with both hands, palms facing each other. Lean forward slightly, bending at the hips, keeping your back straight. This pre-stretch engages your lower back and hamstrings, preparing them for this explosive movement. This simulates the initial pull of a judo throw. Now, explosively pull the rope towards your hip, rotating your torso and driving with your legs. This engages your core muscles, obliques, rectus abdominis, and lower back, along with your glutes and quads for power. This strengthens your grip further and reinforces control. The weight should be challenging, but not so heavy that you compromise form. This is about controlled power, not just brute strength. Return to the starting position slowly, controlling the movement. Repeat for the desired number of repetitions. This exercise directly translates to the physical demands of controlling a struggling individual. It strengthens the muscles used for grappling, throwing, and subduing. Crucial when the dynamic has become difficult to maintain, because at the Bates Motel, some guests require extra attention. That's it. We did it. No more sitting on your ass watching these movies.
Thanks for watching. And remember, keep moving with the movies.
Remain.
Adios.